I had an interesting experience right before I got here. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I went out for a beer with a girlfriend. Now, I am not a heavy drinker. My friend is. But I went out for a beer at a local place, and my gosh, we could not get served, and the place was not that busy. My friend, who tends to get very irritated very quickly, jumped up from her seat, went over to the first service person she saw and said, "Could you please tell someone that we need to have some service?" And the young woman went over and found somebody, and he came to us reluctantly to give us service. And he had sort of a chip on his shoulder from the very beginning. And my friend was irritated with him from the very beginning. And then he really loved it when we got the cheapest beers on the list. And they were Miller Lite. And each of us got a Miller Lite. And it was cheap. And it took a while to get there. He laid them down. He asked us if we wanted anything else in a tone that was dismissive at best. And when it came time to pay the bill, we gave him our money and we didn't have any change. So the bill came to less than 10 bucks. We each put $5 in, and of course we asked for change. So the bartender when my friend took the bill to another bartender because the other fellow wasn't present when we needed him, the other bartender said, "You know, if you had even money, if you were just going to give me this 10 bucks, be fine. I'd be happy to take it. But since you need change, you're going to have to go to your old bartender, the guy who served you." So we looked around for him for a while, and then we found him, and we gave him the 10 bucks, and he came over and gave us our change. But he didn't. He didn't give us change. He gave us $3 back. Okay? He didn't give us any change at all. And it was like he was daring us. It was like, you know, "Hey, you've got a couple beers here, ladies. Can't you just give me the 10 and get out of here?" And that's the way I felt. And I didn't like it. Well, the book that I had planned to talk tonight to you about is Supersizing Your Tips. And it was written by John Goldie, who is a member of our club. And I thought it was an interesting idea that he put this book together. The co-author is Raymond Aaron. But what's interesting about the book is he talks about training restaurant servers. And you don't usually think about training your servers. You sort of think people get the idea, right? They're supposed to know how to greet people and be a host or a hostess. Well, from my personal experience, I would have to say that most of the people who do the serving, even at fine dining restaurants in Chicago, are not doing a heck of a good job. Even if you're spending a lot of money, they are not necessarily treating you the way they might. And that's what's so cool about this book. And there are 3 things that you might learn from this book. As a server, okay, we're going to take a little pause, and I'm going to go out here, and you're going to magically turn into restaurant owners. And I'm going to tell you why you should buy this book, okay? When people go out to dinner, they want an experience. They don't want to have anything unpleasant happen. They want to be treated with courtesy. They want you to be prompt. So there are 3 things as a server that you want to train people to do. The first one would be prepare yourself, okay? So know the menu that you're serving. Taste things. Know what you have to offer. When you come out, be pleasant. dress so that people feel like you're clean and you're happy to be there and you're willing to have an interaction, at least on a superficial level. 2, thank you. 2, set the stage. Make sure that you have a very clean space, and that the table has on it what people want. Now, I happen to be a little bit older, as we've noted, and I like to have salt and pepper on the table. I don't care if it's a fine dining restaurant or not. I want salt and pepper. Now, some people need mustard and ketchup. I don't use those much. I like the taste of the meat or whatever else I'm eating. But, you know, we're all different in these respects. But what you want to make sure is that when people come, like this week when I went to breakfast, I had a whole bunch of stickiness on the little, you know, containers that have your butter and have your cream in them. Well, it may not seem like much, but it kind of ruins the experience, because then you've got all the sticky stuff on here and you're like, what? So, you know, there's just these little things. So set the stage so it's nice for people. And then just remember, have a system for yourself. The third one is have a little system for yourself so you can remember what you're doing as a server. Train your servers to think in terms of serving from one side or the other. In this book, they suggest serving from the left, so that when you come back to the table, you take the order from the left and you serve from the left so you don't forget. But just remember, when you're serving people, they're people. So they want to have a little fun, and they want you to pretend like you're also, as a server, having fun with them. And people are pretty good about sensing things. So if you'd like to know more about this book, please talk to John Goldie, and you can look this up on www.supersizingyourtips.com. Believe me, your people can use this. Train your servers. You'll do a lot better in your restaurant. Thank you.